Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya
Sri Chaitanya
Manobhishtam
Mano.
Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Samrupapadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapatakamalам Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Namam Vishnupadaya Vishnupreshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshadavane Namo Mahamadanyaya Krishna Prayapitaya Te Vishnave Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gavatuse Nama He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Bhagavate Rupesha Gopikakanta Radha Kanta Namaste Attakam Gauram Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwamani Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare.
Krishna.
So we'll do shloka recitation. You can all be muted and recite with me. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate Ishavasya Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Bunjita Kita Kasya Svidhanam. So in the last class, we saw the three types of the three types of demigod worshippers, like no, those who worship the demigods in a very bona fide way and for with proper desires, means with those desires that are meant for that worship. And then the second type that those who make a show of demigod worship, and the third is those who worship based on wrong conceptions of my impersonalist conceptions that demigods are also Brahman, we are also Brahman, and like that. So and then Prabhupada also talked about the importance of devotional service. Like devotional service is like watering the root of the tree or feeding the stomach. So that, yeah, because of that they may go to hell, or they'll be in material world. Basically, they'll be in darkness. But through devotional service, one can transcend the darkness and go to the spiritual world. So we have, like Prabhupada also discussed a lot about impersonalist concept, Mayavad conceptions like Manav Seva, Madhav Seva, and we also discussed in the before verse, uh, in the 12th verse, that the different types, the Mayavad philosophy, etc. So we will just study a little bit about how to deal with, means how to present these things, and how to deal with people who are associated with Mayavad organizations, etc. Yeah, like we see statements like no Mayavad Sunile Hui Sarvanash, or like Mayavadi Krishna Paradi. Or sometimes Prabhupada may directly also in some conversations and all criticize about a particular guru or something. He's a womanizer, he will go to hell, things like that. But if you see these things, these are not generally spoken in a very public forums, and these are not mainly spoken to devotees. So Prabhupada's main intention is to protect the devotees. It's not he wants to, this is not he's doing it to inspire Mayavadis to come to Krishna consciousness. The disciples of Prabhupada, especially those that time, they some of them, quite some of them were went earlier to some Mayavadi gurus, and they heard about this Mayavadi philosophy also. And they are very naive. They are not well versed in our philosophy of Krishna consciousness and all. So that's why Prabhupada very seriously cautioned them. So much so that they were not even know that Mayavadi is a philosophy. Like they thought Mayavadi is a person's name in India, and no, Prabhupada is very angry with him, and they thought no, we will hire some hoodlums, no, to kill him, like that they were thinking. So means that is the situation of them. So that's why Prabhupada was very forcefully, cautioning them. And also Prabhupada is very elderly and is also very advanced devotee. So he has the way to speak about against Mayavadis in that way. He has that authority, adhikar. But if you see, on the other hand, like if you see, we can see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dealing with Prakashananda Saraswati, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and Keshav Kashmiri. Like you might you might have heard these pastimes, so you can think, yeah, you can tell like what qualities of Lord Chaitanya what qualities he exhibited in dealing with these devotees, these three devotees. Can someone tell? Can someone raise hand? In dealing with Prakashan and Saraswati and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu patiently heard from him for 7 days and treated him as his father. So, okay, no one. Okay, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, very sensitive with them. He was also very affectionate. He was affectionate with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And he felt that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is very concerned with about him. That's why he wanted to teach Vedanta to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was also very patient. Means it's not like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the first instance only started debate. He patiently heard Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya wanted to debate with him, then he debated. He did not go and directly confront them or not. When Keshav Kashmiri also, when he was not a Mayavadi, but he was also like scholar and all. So when he was defeated, he told his students that no, don't don't mock him there, because he will feel bad. No? So he told, he himself told, okay, you can go and you can revisit all the arguments of today, and you can come back and we can discuss again tomorrow. So like that. So his behavior is very mature, very sensitive, etc. Even if you see Prabhupada's dealing with Dr. Mishra also. So Prabhupada only told that, like afterwards, like means initially Prabhupada stayed in that 22nd Avenue. So before moving to that, he stayed with Dr. Mishra. So after that, he moved to that gift shop. So they had very debates and all. Then later, Prabhupada, again he met Dr. Mishra after Prabhupada had many disciples and established many temples, etc. So then the disciples asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, is he not a Mayavadi like how you are talking? Then Prabhupada said, see, philosophically, we fight with each other, but culturally, we are friends. And even when Prabhupada was staying with Dr. Mishra, when Dr. Mishra fell sick and all, Prabhupada cooked for him and all. So that way, Prabhupada also, at a human level, Prabhupada always was very kind, courteous with those Mayavadis also. Yeah, in Bhagavad Gita, this is told like Anudvegakaram Vakyam Satyam Priya Hitam Chayat. So whatever we speak, it should be Anudvegakaram, means we should not speak out of agitation. And Satyam, we should speak truth, but we should speak in a pleasing way, and Hitam, that should be beneficial to him. So, yeah. So there was in one there was one boy, like he's initially trying for in India only. So he was initially trying for IAS and all. So he did not get, and he became, his age was almost 30. So he thought, he was frustrated with life. So he was connected to Ramakrishna Mission. So he wanted to join. So they told, no, your age has crossed 30, so you cannot join here. So then he wanted to try some other organization. So then that local ISKCON temple, they started some course, like those who want to stay for some time in a temple and understand temple culture and practice some spiritual thing. They started a course for such people. So this boy, he saw that poster and he enrolled for that course. And he was following very sincerely whatever is told, and but he had some questions because he had that Mayavadi background, Advaitic background. So devotees tried to answer. They gave him some books like Teachings of Lord Chaitanya and all, but he has more doubts. They connected also to some good devotees, but they did not give proper time and all. But still, he was trying to understand the philosophy of devotional service and trying to follow sincerely. But yeah, he was not attracted so much to kirtans and all, but he was studying the books, etc. Then, of course, he had some bitter, means some devotees in management also did not, were not so sensitive to him. And yeah, then it happened that at some point, like those devotees were like those, he was with some other group of devotees, and they are like shaving heads. It's not like they are joining ashram, but they're just like shaving heads and all. Means they, some of them like they want to join ashram, so that's why they are shaving head and different, or to have a simple lifestyle and all. So he also shaved his head, but because he doesn't know anything, so he did not keep shika and all. So then the devotee who was taking care of him shouted on him, "Arey, why you did like that? You are shaving like a Mayavadi. Only Mayavadis do like this. Otherwise you have to keep little hair shika, like shika. Otherwise you are like a Mayavadi." So like that he spoke about him. So he felt very bad, and he left temple, and he left Krishna consciousness. So that's what. So the behavior was not pleasing also, and it was not beneficial also. So though he was speaking truth, and of course he was also speaking maybe out of anger. So it was not pleasing, and it was not useful. It was not beneficial to him. Then I also heard this, that there was in IIT Kharagpur, there was one student, like he came to the center there and all. But only thing is he has some habit of reading some other books also. No, but devotees were very much against it. No, no, you should only read Prabhupada books and all. So he left, and then later he went to US, got good job and all. Then he connected to Ramakrishna Mission. Now he is like the top second donor in the entire world for Ramakrishna Mission. So yeah, again that was again not pleasing, and it was not beneficial. Though they may be speaking truth in some way. Yeah. And the same thing, like again, speaking about spiritual teachers also. Recently, one incident happened. One well-known ISKCON uh, preacher, spoke something against one famous leader, and it became a controversy. So, what we can do, we can appreciate, means when we are speaking about such teachers with others, especially those who are connected to that organization and all. So we can appreciate his social contributions, or cultural contributions, and philosophical, if we can appreciate. We need not directly criticize, we should not criticize the philosophy. And we should never criticize the person as a person. So you have to see your relationship with the one whom you are talking with. Then accordingly, if if you can counter the philosophy, you can counter, but you should never you should not speak against the person. You should not say, no, this person will go to hell, This person is like this, he eats eggs, he eats chicken, so he will go to hell. Like that, we should not. He's a hypocrite, like that, we should not speak. Because those people, they have a lot of emotional connection with those leaders. So we should allow, they themselves should like withdraw from those relationships. We should not force that thing. If you see like Shankaracharya, we can appreciate a lot about his contribution. He protected that, he removed Buddhism from the entire India. Then he brought back the importance of Vedas. So like that, he did a lot of contributions. And if you see also, like many followers of Mayavadi organizations, they are more culturally attracted to those organizations. And they are emotionally attracted to that leader's charisma, etc. And they may not have so much philosophical conviction in that. So instead of always focusing on philosophical differences and how trying to show that how our philosophy is superior to them, if we can also attract them culturally and also uh, connect them to good leaders, like tell about Prabhupada and others, uh, like good leaders who have good character and who contributed to the society and all. So then they may get attracted, and we should leave it to them to when they want to shift that philosophy to when they want to take to devotional service and leave that thing. Yeah. Otherwise, Chaitanya says like we have to build bridges and we should allow them to come to the bridge, to come to us, and then we should allow, they should only destroy that bridge. We should not destroy the bridge when he is on the bridge. Then he will go neither to that organization nor he will come to our organization. So, yeah. And also now, yeah, Mayavad is a serious problem, but there are many other challenges like materialism, like social media distraction. There are many other challenges. Mayavad is not the problem. During Prabhupada's times, these kind of things are not so much. There is no social media, and like liberalism is like against being against authority. So these kind of issues are not there. But now these kind of things are also there. So these also have to be dealt with it. Okay, so any questions on this? What we discussed? Okay. Uh, Today, someone wants to read. Okay, Shrikant Pro can read. You can repeat after me this shloka. Sambhutim cha vinasham cha
Sambhutim cha vinasham cha
yastad vedo bhayam saha
yastad vedo bhayam saha
vinashena mrityum titva
vinashena
विनाशेन मृत्युं तीत्वा
sambhutyamritam
सम्भूत्यामृतमश्नुते.
sambhutyamritamashvate.
Okay. So this is again like the 11th shloka, no? Yeah, 11th shloka. Similar to only thing here Sambhuti and Asambhuti there Vidya and Vidya. Okay, the translation is one should know perfectly the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna and his transcendental name, form, qualities, and pastimes, as well as the temporary material creation with its temporary demigods, men, and animals. When one knows this, he surpasses death and the ephemeral cosmic manifestation with it. And in the eternal kingdom of God, he enjoys his eternal life of bliss and knowledge. So you can read the purport.
Yes. By its so-called advancement of knowledge, human civilization has created many material things, including spaceship and atomic energy. Yet it has failed to create a situation in which the people need not die, take birth again, become old, or suffer from disease. Whenever an intelligent man raises the question of these miseries before a so called scientist, the scientist very cleverly replies that material science is progressing and that ultimately it will be possible to render man deathless, ageless, and diseaseless. Such answers prove the scientist's gross ignorance of material nature. In material nature, everyone is under the stringent laws of matter and must pass through 6 stages of existence, namely birth, growth, maintenance, production of byproducts, deterioration, and finally death. No one in contact with material nature can be beyond these six laws of transformation. Therefore, no one, whether demigod, man, animal, or plant, can survive forever in the material world.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, we see that it happens to everyone. It happens to the richest of the rich, the most powerful people. The most powerful people, yeah, the richest of the rich. Even if somebody is a rich man's son, even he has billions of dollars with him, still he may be obese. We see that recent wedding, pre-wedding ceremony. Still he's obese. He's overweight. Yeah. And and even the most powerful people also they have to retire when they come to 77. When they cross 80, they have to retire. They means they get old, and they have to retire from the power. And it happens to poor. It happens to the most beautiful people. All. It happens to the sports people. They lose energy and they can only play at most till 40 years or something. They cannot play further. So it happens to everyone. And yeah, like if you see a medicine, it will have a particular expiry date. Like different medicines, they will have different 1 year or sometimes a few months, 8 months like that, or 1 year or something. And if you see buildings also, they are generally given a lifespan like 100 years. If a new apartment is constructed, it will be for 100 years. Means yeah, or at most if some are like built like granite structures and all, they may last for more 1,000 years like that. So but then after that it cannot be used, means it has to be destroyed, and it should not be used like that. So even the body, like even our body also comes with some with an expiry date, 70 years, 80 years like that. And this is said by the creator only. Like the expiry date also, the person who manufactured the medicine, he keeps that expiry date. And even like the building who constructed that company, that tells this is only for 100 years. So the creator only tells like, Antavat ime deha nityasyokta sharirinaha. Sharirinaha means the person who is embodied. The person who is the owner of the body, he is nityasyokta, he is nitya, he is eternal. But the antavat ime deha means this body is antavat, means it is going to be destroyed. So that the creator only is telling, means in Bhagavad Gita. So now scientists cannot claim like we can try to manipulate and make you deathless, etc. And if you see the Atma also, it has a very minute ability to control and manipulate nature. It cannot control so much. Yeah. And even the power to control also is given by Krishna only to the Atma. So yeah. And he himself and he is himself in Bhagavad Gita is telling that the body is going to be destroyed. Yeah. Bro, you can continue the duration of life.
The duration of life varies according to species. Lord Brahma, the chief living being within this material universe, lives for millions and millions of years, while a minute germ lives for some hours only. But no one in the material world can survive eternally. Things are born or created under certain conditions. They stay for some time, and if they continue to live, they grow, procreate, gradually dwindle, and finally vanish. According to these laws, even the Brahmas, of which there are millions in different universes, are all liable to death either today or tomorrow. Therefore, the entire material universe is called Martya Loka, the place of death.
Oh, oh. Yeah. So material scientists and politicians are trying to make this place death. Okay, then next paragraph. Material scientists and politicians are trying to make this place deathless because they have no information of the deathless spiritual nature. Earlier, Prabhupada is saying that yeah, this material world, everyone is dead. That's why it is called Martya Loka. And also Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Dukkhalayam Ashashratam. But different species like Brahma has a very huge lifespan. Demigods also have very huge lifespans. But the human beings have less, 100 years. But if you see the cockroaches and all, they have very negligible lifespan. They may live for a few months, few days or something. The fireflies also, they may live just for 1 day. In the night they are born, and again in the by the morning, by our morning, they get destroyed. And they go through all the cycles of birth, growth, then reproduction, old age, disease, and death, like that. So, so that way, uh, different species have different lifespans, but everyone has to face death. That's why it is also, there is a, they say like, as sure as death. So yeah, then propagators, material scientists and politicians are trying to make this place deathless. Scientists, they try to make medicines, anti-aging drugs, like that. Then they try different treatments so that people can look young, and transplants, like if some organ is getting damaged, that liver transplant, heart transplant, kidney transplant, all these things they try. And politicians, they make many different schemes and facilities, to avail these treatments, like Ayushman Bharat. They are needed, but it's not like, but that doesn't guarantee that, their intention should not be that, yeah, people should live long forever, and no, that should not be the intention. Medicine and all, they are needed, but that is like, one should have proper purpose in life, that I should become healthy so that I can do my dharma properly and also practice spirituality, like that. It's not like, okay, I want to live for more time so that I can enjoy more. That's not proper. Yes, bro, you can read from here. This is due to their ignorance.
This is due to their ignorance of the Vedic literature, which contains full knowledge confirmed by mature transcendental experience. Unfortunately, modern man is averse to receiving knowledge from the Vedas, Puranas, and other scriptures. From the Vishnu Puran 6.7.61, we receive the following information. Vishnu Shakti Para Prokta Kshetrajñakhya Tatha Para Avidya Karma Sajnanya Tritiya Shakti Rishyate. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 6.154. Lord Vishnu, the personality of Godhead, possesses different energies known as Para, that is superior, and Apara, which is inferior. The living entities belong to superior energy. The material energy in which we are presently entangled is the inferior energy. The material creation is made possible by this energy, which covers the living entities with ignorance, avidya, and induces them to perform fruitive activities. Yet, there is another part of the Lord's superior energy that is different from both this material, inferior energy, and the living entities. That superior energy constitutes of eternal, deathless abode of the Lord.
Okay, just a minute. So, yeah, so the material energy covers the jiva with avidya, means the jiva forgets that it is the atma, and it is the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. But the jiva identifies himself with the body and the relationships based on the body, and it thinks that the happiness is, one can become happy by enjoying the senses and enjoying through the body. Okay, you can continue. This is confirmed in Bhagavad.
This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 8.20. Parastasmatu bhavonyo avyakto vyaktat sanatanaha yaha sa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. All the material planets, upper, lower, and intermediate, including the Sun, Moon, and Venus, are scattered throughout the universe. These planets exist only during the lifetime of Brahma. Some lower planets, however, are vanquished after the end of one day of Brahma and are again created during the next day of Brahma. On the upper planets, time is calculated differently. One of one of our years is equal to only 24 hours, and one day and night on many of the upper planets. The four ages of Earth, Satya, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali, last only 12,000 years according to the time scale of the upper planets. Such a length of time multiplied by 1000 constitutes one day of Brahma, and one night of Brahma is the same. Such days and nights accumulate into months and years, and Brahma lives for 100 such years. At the end of Brahma's life, the complete universal manifestation is vanquished. Those living beings who reside on the higher planets, like the sun and the moon, as well as those on the Mrityaloka, this earth planet, and also those who live on lower planets, are all merged into the water of devastation during the night of Brahma. During this time, no living beings or species remain manifest, although spiritually they continue to exist. This unmanifested stage is called Avyakta. Again, when the entire universe is vanquished at the end of the Brahma's lifetime, there is another Avyakta state.
Okay, thank you. Just a minute. Just open. Okay. Mm, mm. Yeah, so this is the universe. Okay. Here, the lower planets and the middle planets, these get annihilated in the partial devastation. When the Swargaloka people, they go to the Maharloka and Janaloka and Tapaloka during that partial annihilation. That partial annihilation happens at the night of Brahma. So then basically the Garbhodaka waters, they completely fill the planets and they get dissolved. And that time the Jivas, they enter the body of Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And then when Brahma awakens, then again he creates these planets, and then through the glance of the Lord, again they are given bodies by Brahma and are placed in those planets. Or whatever, as per their karma, some other places. Then when Brahma's 100 years get over, then this whole universe will be inundated, and it all the people, their bodies, then they will go to Mahavishnu, and this whole universe gets unmanifested. And again, in a new creation of this universe with a new Brahma and all, then again they will get their bodies. And what about that Garbhodaksha Vishnu? Garbhodaksha Vishnu, yeah, he unmanifests himself. He's an expansion of Mahavishnu only, so he's not a Jivatma like that. He's Bhagavan only. It's not like Bhagavan gets half or something. He's same absolute truth only, manifesting in different forms. Yeah. So we should not try to understand from our point of view these things. Just accept the truth in that way. Okay. So the way is, so even our body is temporary and our planet is temporary and our universe is temporary. Even if somebody in some even for imagination's sake, somebody is able to make their body permanent, but their planet is temporary, so then where will they stay? So but then they cannot be happy. They may be living permanently, but they cannot be happy if the planet gets destroyed. Then even if they manage to go to some other planet, then the entire universe will get destroyed. Then where they will go? So that way everyone, you know, this is a Matya Loka, so you cannot escape it. Okay, Pro, we can read this, but beyond these two unmanifest systems.
But beyond these two unmanifested states is another unmanifested state, the spiritual atmosphere or nature. There are a great number of spiritual planets in this atmosphere, and these planets exist eternally. Even when all the planets within this material universe are vanquished at the end of Brahma's life, there are many material universes, each under the jurisdiction of a Brahma, and this cosmic manifestation within the jurisdiction of various Brahmas is but a display of the one fourth of the energy of the Lord, Ekpath Vibhuti. This is the inferior energy. Beyond the jurisdiction of Brahma is the spiritual nature, which is called the Tripad Vibhuti, three-fourth of the Lord's energy. This is the superior energy or Para Prakriti.
Yeah, just a minute. So yeah, Prabhupada is talking about this one. So this is the spiritual world. This is actually three-fourth of the creation. This material world is only one-fourth. And unmanifest, manifest means if it is visible to the naked eye, naked human eye. And unmanifest means it is not visible. So in that way, material world manifests and unmanifests. But spiritual world is always unmanifest because we cannot see this spiritual world with our naked eye. So that way, it is called as unmanifest. But it is always there, and it is always active. Okay. Yes, bro, you can continue the predominating.
The predominating Supreme Person residing within the spiritual nature is Lord Shri Krishna. As confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 8.22, he can be approached only by the unalloyed devotional service and not by the process of jnana, philosophy, yoga, mysticism, or karma, fruitive work. The karmis or fruity workers can elevate themselves to the Swargaloka planets, which include the sun and moon. Jnanis and yogis can attain still higher planets, such as Maharlok, Tapalok, Brahmalok. And when they become still more qualified through the devotional service, they can enter into the spiritual nature, either the illuminating cosmic atmosphere of the spiritual sky, that is Brahman, or the Vaikuntha planets, according to their qualification. It is certain, however, that no one can enter into the spiritual Vaikuntha planets without being trained in devotional service.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, the karmis, yeah, generally Prabhupada uses the term for karmis to indicate karma kanda, or no, it's also called sakama karma. Sakama karma yoga also you can say. Basically, karma yoga performed with material desires, not nishkama karma yoga. This you will study in detail in Bhagavad Gita. Generally, Prabhupada doesn't refer karmis by the word nishkama karma yoga. So sakama karma yoga or through sakama karma, and they perform yajnas with for demigods and to attain higher demigod planets like Swargaloka, Chandraloka, like this. And they attain, and then again when their punya is over, then again they have to come back to earth. This is what the 12 shloka says. No? So that they will be just going in this cycle, and they will remain in this dark material world. But if you see the Jnana yogis, yeah, by their when they practice Jnana yoga in earth, they may get elevated to Tapaloka and Maharloka, like if you see the example of four Kumaras. So they stay in Brahmaloka and they practice Jnana yoga there. And if possible, by the nature, by association with devotees, if they come across like the Jai Vijay, they encountered. So by their association, they got the darshan of Narayan and they became Shantaras devotees. So it happens like if it is the if it happens, they get association of devotees, they may go to even Vaikuntha, or else they may reach Brahman Jyoti. But to really enter Vaikuntha plants and and develop a relationship with the Lord, one needs to have devotional service only. Okay, Pro, we can read next on the material planets.
On the material planets, everyone, from Brahma down to an ant, is trying to lord it over material nature, and this is the material disease. As long as this material disease continues, the living entity has to undergo the process of bodily change. Whether he takes the form of a man, demigod, or animal, he ultimately has to endure an unmanifested condition during the two devastations, the devastation during the night of Brahma and the devastation at the end of Brahma's life. If we want to put an end to this process of repeated birth and death, as well as the concomitant factors of old age and disease, we must try to enter the spiritual planets, where we can live eternally in association with Lord Krishna and his plenary expansions, his Narayana forms. Lord Krishna and his plenary expansions dominate every one of these innumerable planets, a fact confirmed in the Shruti mantras. Eko Vashi Sarvagah Krishna Idya Ekopi San Budhayovo Budha
Bahudaya
Bahuda
Babati.
Abhabhati. Gopal Tapni Upanishad 1.21. No one can dominate Krishna. It is the conditioned soul who tries to dominate material nature and is
Instead.
instead subjected to the laws of material nature and the sufferings of repeated birth and death.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, Prabhupada is talking about this tendency to dominate. So, you can think about these few questions, then we'll discuss. So, list some unnatural and unethical ways modern man is trying to control nature. Like some unnatural, like the recent things, now which are very unnatural and which have produced many negative effects. So, you can list some and give some examples from Shastra where someone failed in their desire to dominate. So there are quite some demons and all. Then what are the problems associated with the desire to dominate? And is it the ability to dominate bad? Means, yeah. Then how can we overcome this obsession to dominate? So you can think about these five things. Can take around 6, 7 minutes, and then we'll discuss. Okay, for the first one, Muskan Mataji, you want to say some?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, some unnatural ways modern man is trying to control the nature are like scientists are growing hybrid plants and animals, and people try to control aging by some medication and surgeries.
Okay, okay. Sir, thank you. Two will hear from others. Thank you. Okay, Rahul Prabhu, you want to say something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, the most recent I have heard of is that scientists are trying to attach the human skin with the robotic machines. So they are trying to attach the human skin with the robot so that they will be more realistic and look like humans, which I feel like is
Okay,
something which is going against the nature.
okay. Okay, Yashraj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes, please. So some unethical ways like a war and dictatorship when human wants to control the all universe and human life. Sometime they made some rules like in the communist countries they made rule like there is no God, you does not follow your religion and all, and just like unnatural way human wants to make cosmetic and all, and he's making robotics and modern civilization which is not connected to nature, and it will show the some effect in future, and some are we see in the world now, just like in the
Okay,
Bangalore water
okay.
water
Yeah, yeah. Good. Thank you.
water problem and all.
Mm. Okay, thank you. Okay, Shrikant Prabhu, you want to say
So,
something?
like for the heat and all, we are using these ACs in our
Mm-hmm.
like house, office, and cars. But outside the
Okay,
temperature is increasing, so
okay. Yeah,
naturally
good. Yeah.
artificial rains also sometimes they
Okay, yeah,
do
correct.
aeroplanes and all they want artificial.
Yeah. So, artificial, yeah, it also affects ozone depletion and all. And yeah, even contraceptive pills, birth control drugs. So they are also unnatural ways. Like, yeah, they want to enjoy, but they don't want to take responsibility. So yeah, now because of that, fertility rate has decreased, and it is causing a lot of problems. Now population is decreasing, so they don't have, so production will decrease, so many issues are coming. And also they want to now keep manipulative in brain, also they want to keep brain, they want to, yeah, neuralink, like those things are also coming. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so now second one, give some examples from Shastra where someone failed in their desire to dominate. Okay, for that. Okay, Soni Mataji, you want to tell some example?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji Hiranyakashipu, he wanted to rule the entire universe with
Mm,
his own rules, but in that way, in for that reason, he wanted to destroy the Vedas,
mm.
but he badly failed at that.
Yeah, actually he wanted to reverse that.
Yes, he wanted to reverse the rules.
If somebody does piety, he should go to heaven, hell, and if somebody does sin, he should go to heaven.
Yes.
So yeah, okay, thank you. Now, okay, Yashraj Prabhu, you have some another example.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So I'm giving some different example. I have one example of from Srimad Bhagavatam, the king Vane,
Mm,
because he is the again the Vedas and he does not believe in God also,
mm,
and he also made such a rules so
mm,
people he tried to oppose the worships and all that,
mm,
and
mm,
he's very dominative at that time.
yeah,
Because I heard it from the devotees,
mm,
he was such a cruel person. At that time, saints are very disturbed by him.
yeah,
And Pratik, can I give some modern example also?
modern. Okay.
Because
Yes.
in the modern there is a Hitler
Mm,
and Genghis Khan and all.
mm,
They
okay.
want to dominate the world.
Yeah. Okay.
Alexander also.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. And yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I answer?
Yes, Prabhu. So,
Ashwathama Prabhuji,
Shraddhama, in what way he tried to control?
he tried to, he killed, 5 sons of Pandavas.
Okay, you can say in that way. Yeah,
And then
he basically wanted to end the lineage of Pandavas. Okay,
yeah, and
thank
then
you.
he released the Brahmastra also. No?
Okay, yes. Okay, Amrita Mataji, you want to say something?
Yes, Prabhu. Kamsa Prabhu.
Okay.
He had what
He wanted to kill Krishna so that
killed
he can
all
avoid death.
the Krishna of.
Okay, thank you. Yes, nice. Now, okay, for third one, what are the problems associated with the desire to dominate? Okay,
Can I
Soni
answer
Mataji, you
this?
can tell. Yeah, first you will take this, then you can answer. Soni Mataji,
Yeah,
yes.
Prabhuji. Yes.
Third.
So one becomes, yes, Prabhuji, one becomes self-centered and he thinks that he is the controller and doer of the things, and then hence he forgets his real position.
Okay, good, thank you. So one will forget, one will become ignorant of his real position. Yes, Prabhu, why can't Bihari Prabhu, you can say?
When one wants to be the enjoyer,
Hmm.
one wants to be the enjoyer of everything, then he tries to dominate. That is
Oh,
proprietorship, controllership, and
yeah. Yes,
enjoyership.
yeah. Through control, he wants to enjoy. Okay, good
Yes.
point. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, Shrikant Prabhu, want to say something?
One problem is that someone may be able to dominate for some time, but that's not that they can dominate always and for all time.
So, which means they will get frustrated.
Frustrated,
Yeah. Okay, Rahul Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, the thing is that one will never understand or will know what is his relationship with the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he's more prone of doing anarthas, so that because he doesn't know the real uh, thing about.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Yashraj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So, if we associate with who want to dominate the world, we will be like that, because if we associate with such kind of people who wants to dominate, we by their association we will be just like same minded people. If we associate with the dominative people, we will try to dominate others, and because of this tendency to dominate the world and so on, we are here because we get envious why Krishna is only dominative of the world, why Krishna is only enjoyer. So it will increase our enviness toward Krishna, and we will never surrender to Krishna. If we are surrender and if we associate with them, our surrender will lose, and we will lose the opportunity to go back to Godhead in this life.
Yeah, good. It's an impediment to devotional service, basically, right? Okay. Thank you. Just a moment. Okay. Yeah, another thing is they become very anxious. If you think everything is in your control, then you will be always in a worried way. Like it is said also, na? Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakale Ashant Krishna Bhakta Atayava Shant. So that is the thing. Okay, now, but no, we have the talent, we have also the knowledge and know how to control, organize and all. So is it like fully bad or what? Means if
No, Prabhuji. Can I answer?
yeah, okay, answer.
Yeah, the ability to dominate for dharma is good.
Yeah.
To serve a Lord, it is good.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Okay. Anyone else want to say anything else? Something add
Uh,
on this?
yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
We can look into the domination from a different perspective also, like from the good part. Like if someone is realized of Krishna and knows what is his real position, in
Mm,
that case, he can think that he is servant of
mm,
Krishna and then can accordingly act
yeah.
in the society or family or whatever,
Yes.
wherever he
Yes.
is trying to
Good.
manage
Good. Good.
things.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, Soni Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. So I also think that dominance is not at all bad because mankind needs leadership and
Yeah.
leadership needs dominance, but it
Okay.
should be in a guided way.
Mm,
And this guidance can only come from the absolute knowledge, that is the
mm.
Shastras.
Yes.
So if the
Yes.
authority is in accordance with the
Mm.
knowledgeable people, then
Mm.
definitely this dominance will be superior.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Fine. I think these are sufficient points. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not bad when if it is done. Means society needs organization. Like without organization, society cannot function. So that is needed. And one who has that ability, they should take guidance from Shastra and act in the mood of a servant of the society as well as servant of God. As a representative of God, they should do. So they should understand that the power to control is given by the God, and so they are not the full controllers. So Lord's control is also there, Prakriti's control is there. So their controllership is also very minute. So like that. Yeah. So then they will not be so anxious, but they will do their service. And they will also doesn't get frustrated. Okay, now fifth one, how can we overcome the obsession to dominate? And okay, Shrikant
Yeah,
Prabhu,
so
can
Prabhuji,
try.
Ji, one thing is by understanding the Ishavasya principle,
Hmm. Okay,
that
good.
everything is under the control of the Lord
Yeah.
ultimately.
So that it talks about belonging to the Lord, which also means it is under the control of Lord. Yes.
can I answer,
Okay.
Prabhuji?
Yes, yes.
Uh, we can overcome the domination by following the devotional service to the Lord,
Mhm. Okay, fine. Okay,
by
Rahul
become
Prabhu, you want to
servant
say
of the
something?
Lord, by become servant of the Lord.
Yeah, fine. Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rahul Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, I think it might sound similar, but like the
Mm,
points I noted was like to
mm,
accept that the Lord is complete and the other point was like he is the supreme controller. And
good.
also the point that Isa said that whatever Krishna
Mm,
has provided is sufficient for us, and we should not look for more
okay,
or look into things that belongs to others.
okay. Take it. Thank you. Mm, okay, Soni Mataji, you want to say?
Yes, Prabhuji, I have little different. I mean,
Mm,
Ishavasi is definitely for all of us devotees, like we understand that. But when
mm,
it comes to dominance, it is
mm,
mostly leadership. So
mm,
I feel that it can be overcome only by propagating our teachings of
mm,
Shastra, and
mm,
that will happen when devotee authorities will be
mm.
taking the charge to propagate this knowledge to the material authorities. So that
Okay.
will be the proper way to overcome this obsession from dominance.
Okay. Take it. Fine. Okay, that's one way of answering. Okay. Yes, Raj Prabhu?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
So, Guruji, all points are covered by the devotees.
Okay.
But as Mataji said, so I
Mm,
just add one something. Yes. So at the old time, the kings are there.
mm,
So they take the guidance from the Brahmins and the sadhus and all saintly people.
mm,
So if we are under the guidance of Shastra,
mm,
Guru, and saintly people who
mm.
are selflessly work like Chandragupta take advice from Chanakya, Pratap
Yeah.
Rudra,
Yeah.
Purushottam Dev.
Okay.
So if the leader take advice from the saintly people and
Mm,
follow the all shastric injunction,
yeah.
so our dominative
Mm,
our dominative nature
mm,
is uh,
mm.
maybe in the guided way.
Yeah.
So it
Good. Yes, thank you.
so, yeah.
Okay. Okay, Avatar Chitan Prabhu, please tell me.
Prabhu, one way I could think of is by developing empathy and humility. If
Okay.
we are able to see the situation from the point of view of those we are trying to dominate, we may develop better understanding of the situation and release our
Okay.
control. Also,
Okay.
humility. I could be wrong. I may not
Okay.
have all the details. I may not have all the data.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that can
Okay.
help us
Yes.
overcome this
Yes.
trick.
Yes. 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 Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. One like Bhagavad Gita says there are 5 factors of action, so that will help. Like it's not the jiva is only one of the element. There is super soul, and then the situation itself. It's so if you also understand the world is complex and the people in the world are also complex. That also makes us know that we cannot, even if we control, it's not like we will benefit everyone. We may commit wrongs, and yes, thank you very much. And yeah, very nice points. Thank you. So Shrikant bro, can you read? The Lord comes here.
The Lord comes here to re-establish the principles of religion, and the basic principle is the development of an attitude to surrender to Him. This is the Lord's last instruction in Bhagavad Gita 18.66. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Give up all other processes and just surrender unto me alone. Unfortunately, foolish men have misinterpreted this prime teaching and misled the masses of people in diverse ways. People have been urged to open hospitals, but not to educate themselves to enter into the spiritual kingdom by devotional service. They have been taught to take interest only in temporary relief work, which can never bring real happiness to the living entities. They start a variety of public and semi-governmental institutions to tackle the devastating power of nature, but they don't know how to pacify insurmountable nature. Many men are advertised as great scholars of the Bhagavad Gita, but they overlook the Gita's message by which material nature can be pacified. Powerful nature can be pacified only by the awakening of God consciousness, as clearly pointed out in Bhagavad Gita 7.14.
Okay, okay, thank you. So Prabhupada mostly is referring to Daivi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. Prabhupada is again saying about Mano Seva, Madhava Seva. So, not people in that way they emphasize on doing social service and all. No, this only will take care of your devotional service and all. Prabhupada is saying no that this is not going to help. That one should do devotional service. Then that only will take one beyond the control of material nature. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now, yeah, we'll again have this discussion. Uh, so one of the focus of this verse is to balance to we should have both prescribed duties as well as devotional service. So yeah, what are like some broad prescribed duties for householders? Then what are the consequences if these prescribed duties are neglected? Especially in terms of devotional service, also in terms of normal life also. Then when can we totally abandon our prescribed duties? So this thing maybe can take around 4 minutes, then we will discuss.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, as in householder, like we have to write
Mataji, we have
specific
four
being.
minutes.
Prabhuji, I'm not answering, I'm asking a question. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so before we start discussion, just one more point about controllership. Like for the last question, like how devotional service helps is in general, the outside propagation is that if you control, you'll be happy. And the more you control, the more you'll be happy. So that's what they say. You should climb the corporate ladder, you should become the top number one. So all that. Uh, you should scale heights and reach the summit, like that. That is how they try to motivate. But when we start doing devotional service, we can experience that being controlled also can make us happy. And actually, that is real happiness, and that is a more better happiness. So as we learn and also as we experience, so that also will help us to uh, get get out of that obsession to control and dominate. Okay. Okay. So now, okay, for first question. mm,
Can I answer, Prabhuji?
No, just a minute. Let me remove the spotlight. Yes, bro, you can answer. Why can't you help me?
Yeah, the prescribed duties for householder is to the most important duty of a householder is to earn money
Hmm.
and to serve Lord and his devotees.
Okay,
Second
two
thing,
points. Two points. Okay, we'll take some more points from others.
okay,
Thank you.
okay. So I cannot answer now.
Means 2 points are fine. We'll take other points from other
Okay,
devotees.
Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay, Shrikant Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, what Prabhuji was saying, earning Lakshmi, and that is to support the other three ashramas. The Grihasthas have to support other three ashramas by doing charity as their main prescribed duty, and also
Charity is
preaching in
also yes.
congregation where other ashramas we may have better reach. So we
Okay,
can
okay,
preach.
okay, okay. Okay, Soni Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So, race points are covered. My main question point was like being a housewife. It's the duty of the housewife to raise the Krishna conscious children. Being a father, it's the duty of the grihastha to what do you say, palan.
Maintain
Yes, to
maintenance.
maintain the family at
Mm.
first, and then uh, to support the other systems of Varnashrama by
Okay,
doing charity and sadhu seva. That is the
okay,
foremost and
okay,
devotional practices like
okay.
deity worship and all.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. Okay, Yashraj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So maybe all points are covered.
Mm.
So for householder, just like Prabhupada said, an householder must have to know he has to do some charities and all.
Mm.
He has some responsibility to maintain all the one ashram system. But I have one point. Maybe it's correlate with third and second. So householder also knows when we have to stop the our earning mentality, because sometime to earning money and grabbing the position and all, we forgot our real meaning of our life.
Okay.
So we have to understand. So there is one, I believe, this as a in the household life, we have to decide at what age we have to retire for all those things.
Mhm. Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, actually, Krishna says here that the charity, self-control, and performance of sacrifice. Yeah, these three, I think, are for the Grihasthas. And yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, bro.
Prajit, there one more point is there. So, householders also one prescribed duty from the Shastra. He has to educate his family for in Krishna consciousness.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah,
As
yeah. So the four things, like with respect to dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Artha he has to earn honestly, and he has to use it for maintenance of the family and also as charity. And dharma, he should society. He should also contribute to society through his professional means or whatever, and also should follow the laws of the state or etc. That is. And then kama means relationships. It's not just lust. He has to take care of the family, spouse, parents, children, and etc. Then moksha comes like devotional service, giving donation and all other things, service, serving sadhus, all those things. Yeah. Okay, now second question, what are the consequences if prescribed duties are neglected? Okay. Yes, Soni Mataji, can
Also,
tell.
yes, Prabhuji. So if we are neglecting our duties, we are simply labeled as Graha Medis. That is, we will either be going opposite to the Shastric injunctions. We will remain frustrated all the time. We will deviate from our real goal, that is attaining Krishna. And because of all these things, the progeny will be degraded. So ultimately, we will
Uh,
destroy the society.
uh, okay, but we are not saying about the moksha component more, not neglecting devotional service, but neglecting prescribed duties. Uh,
Yes, so it will lead to degraded progeny. The
okay,
progeny
you
will
can
be
say like
also.
that. You can say like that. Okay, in some way it is also correct.
Can I
Okay.
say, Prabhuji?
Yes.
There will be imbalance in the society. In the relationship, there will be bitterness and difficult to run Krishna consciousness movement. If they don't earn money,
Okay.
then it's very difficult to earn the Krishna conscious movement.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Prabhuji,
Next.
divorces are also like would fit.
Pardon, can you repeat again?
As the husband and wife nowadays, the roles are like the wives mostly are on the path of being like a man. So
Mm-hmm.
there are mostly the conflicts between their duties in raising kids and running the household chores. So because of that, divorces are coming. So this is all because they are actually not doing their prescribed duties
Okay, you can say. Okay,
to
take it.
some extent.
Yeah, that's a little very too nuanced. Fine. Okay. Okay, Yashraj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So, if we want to grow proper in Krishna consciousness, so we have to follow our all prescribed duties. Just like I heard from a Sri Vaishnava in their Ramayana, there is one shloka which means if one who neglect his mother, father, and wife and all, just because of some fear and just because of some what we say some other alter motives, so I will not consider him as my devotee. Lord Ram said to Vibhishan.
Okay,
So
okay.
if we neglect our prescribed duties, and at the time, just I have one example. At the when Mahaprabhu goes to the when Mahaprabhu went to the South India, he told to the Gopal Bhatt Goswami, you have to do your prescribed duties, whatever is to your father and mother, and after their death, you will join me. So
Okay, okay.
some, yeah, Prabhuji, it's just some time we have some consequence due to some material problems. So we have to follow our all prescribed duties, and if we are not doing this, we will be disturbed by the some situations, and it will affect our Krishna consciousness.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, who else? Tari Chetan Prabhu, yes, please tell.
One thing is, this will lead to complete frustration for the person if they don't engage in their prescribed duties.
Yes, very correct.
And it sets a bad example in the society.
Yes. Very. Very nice points. Thank you. Okay, I think we are done. Yes, as Project told, we have material desires and we have body, mind, and all. If we don't take care of them properly, and so then naturally the person will get frustrated, and with that frustrated mind and all, he cannot properly perform Krishna devotional service. So that is and also another bad example for society. And also, it is also the instruction of the Lord that one should perform their prescribed duties. So that also becomes like offensive, or that also becomes counterproductive to devotional service. That is also there. Yes. Okay. Now third one. Anyone wants to say? Okay. Yes, Raj, you want to say?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So it's a very controversial question, but I have the answer in some good way. So if somebody have very serious affection toward Krishna, and sometimes there is a lots of example like Raghunath Das Goswami, he has very serious affection toward Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So sometime we read in the stories of the devotee, a person who have very serious affection to the Krishna, and he leave all his prescribed duties.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if Krishna says Ananya Chintayanta Ye Jana Paripasa Tesham Nitya Yuktam Yogakshema Bhamyam, because he has faith, Krishna will protect all my family and
Yes.
my children and all. So
Good. Thank
if
you.
we have faith in Krishna and we have fully devotion and love toward Krishna, at that point we have to abandon our prescribed duties.
Okay. Thank you.
If we have not, we have to follow our duties.
Okay. Thank you.
Can I answer,
Okay.
Prabhuji, one question?
Okay.
Can I answer?
Yeah. Fine.
We can abandon our prescribed duties after taking one prastha.
Yeah, but okay, fine. That's okay. Okay, Shrikant Pro, you have something?
Just trying to answer, right? That only when we can engage in devotionals, we have so much of spontaneous love that we can engage in devotional service 24 hours.
Yes. Okay, good. Yes, the point very correct. Thank you. Okay, yes. When we can completely engage in devotions, then only one can renounce their prescribed duties. Correct. We will study from Bhaktivinoda Thakur also. Okay. ठीक है Rahul Pro, you can tell.
See, there is one sloka, like I don't remember the exact sloka, but it says that if someone is totally surrendered to Krishna and he thinks that uh, he wanted to render service to the Lord, in that case, he is not a dictator or the servant of anyone, and he's free from all kind of things such as
That's
the
yeah.
Dev
Okay.
and Pitra and other things.
Yeah. Okay. Devashi Bhutapta. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So first, Bhagavad Gita also talks about balancing between prescribed duties and the devotional service. Yuktahara viharasya, yukta chestasya karmasya, yukta swapnava bodhasya, yoga bhavati dukkha. So then, if these things are done, as Avatar Chaitanya told, the miseries of material existence will reduce. Then one can peacefully practice devotional service. Yeah. This is something which Bhaktivinoda Thakur tells about prescribed duties and also when to renounce prescribed duties. Okay, Shrikant, can you read this?
Yes, Prabhu. From that point.
Yeah.
From this, one should not conclude that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has ordered us to discard Varnashram.
Varnashrama.
If that would have been the case, then he would not have instructed all living entities through his pastimes of completely following the orders of Grihastha and Sannyas. As long as one has a material body, the system of Varnashram Dharma must be followed, but it should remain under the full control and domination of Bhakti. Varnashram Dharma is like the foundation of one's supreme occupational duty. When one's supreme occupational duty is matured and one achieves his goal, then the process is gradually neglected.
Okay, thank you. So when the devotional service becomes mature, then one can gradually neglect it. Otherwise, it has to be followed. Okay. Yeah. So for this thing only, to explain this thing only, like Baladev Vidyabhushan in his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, Gita Bhushan, he classifies the Vaishnavas into three categories: Sanishta, Paranishta, and Nirapeksha. Sanishta means they perform their bhajan, they do execute their varnashrama duties, but they have material desires. So they execute their varnashrama duties to fulfill their material desires, to prominently, not as a duty to the Lord. But Paranishta, they perform their bhajan and they follow their varnashrama duties. They don't have much material desires. So their focus is they want to do it as a duty to the Lord in a nishkama way. And Nirapeksha means they only perform bhajan and they fully abandon their varnashrama duties, like the Babajis and to some extent also you can say sannyasis. Okay. Mm, yeah. Okay, we will also play the skip. We have spoken. Let's, this is Kadamkaran Maharaj, who passed last year. So he gives an analogy and tells how to balance between prescribed duties and uh, devotional service.
Balls, and one ball is the ball of personal well-being. Right? Okay, keep my hand in the screen. The other ball is.
I can make it bigger here.
Yeah, no, it's good. Thanks. Yeah, it's not easy. Like talking about juggling balls.
Right.
It's already the way the camera goes. What is my left hand is
right.
Is right. So
Yes.
So it's already there's more than juggling balls, but I'm juggling balls and hands right now. And there's three balls. One ball is personal well-being. Another ball is my sadhana, my bhajan. Sadhana sounds a little bit of my duty to chant, but bhajan means to also with taste. So I'm looking after my physical well-being, my body, my mind, the place where I live, and all that. That's got to be right. Got to nourish me. Cannot be too austere for too long. Okay, some austerity, yes, but too much, not possible. Then I'm looking at my sadhana. I got to be able to really get absorbed there and invest in it. And then I look at the mission. So I'm juggling these three balls: personal well-being, sadhana, and mission. Now, as it is in juggling balls, there's always one in the air, there's always one that you're catching, and always one that you're throwing. So it's like that. Sometimes my sadhana has been in the air for a while, and I have to catch it, and then I have to give it a push and throw it up again. Other times, my personal well-being has been neglected. That's how it is now. I mean, for me, at the moment, I have 3 days of personal well-being days, like, catching up, because ever since I put that news out there.
Yeah, so Maharaj has terminal cancer, so he was still telling that example. So basically, yeah, the Maharaj classifying personal well-being and devotional service as sadhana, one's own sadhana, and also seva, service to the mission, service to devotees, either Vaishnava Seva, Jiva. So you may focus only on one thing at a time, and when you focus on that, so others may get neglected. So again, you have to catch something else and try to focus on the other thing. Then some other thing may get neglected. So like that. So you have to leave that, and again you have to take on some another thing. So that is the example he's giving. That may not, for some it may happen in 1 week one thing, another week another thing, or for some in a week only few days like this. So it is dynamic also. Okay. Bro, you can read in this mantra.
In this mantra, Sri Isha Upanishad teaches that one must perfectly know both Sambhuti, the personality of Godhead, and Vinash, the temporarily material manifestation, side by side. By knowing the material manifestation alone, one cannot be saved, for in the course of nature there is devastation at every moment. Ahani ahani bhutani gachantiha yamalayam. Nor can one be saved from these devastations by the opening of hospitals. One can be saved only by the complete knowledge of the eternal life of bliss and awareness. The whole Vedic scheme is meant to educate men in this art of attaining eternal life. People are often misguided by temporary attractive things based on sense gratification. But Service rendered to the sense objects is both misleading and degrading. We must therefore save ourselves and our fellow men in the right way. There is no question of liking or disliking the truth. It is there, it is there. If we want to be saved from the repeated birth and death, we must take to the devotional service of the Lord. There can be no compromise, for this is a matter of necessity.
So Prabhupada is very emphatically means through the whole thing he's telling that the material world is temporary, your your body is temporary, your planet is temporary, and your universe is temporary. Prabhupada substantiated through scriptural statements,
Yes.
and then
Yes. Sorry.
he told also how it is misleading and degrading the path of sense gratification. So it is needed, but if that is only made the focus, then it may mislead. Mislead means distract from devotional service, and degrade means go against devotional service. So that may happen. And even Prabhupada also quoted in sometimes in the guise of devotional service or in the name of devotional service, social service is encouraged like Manav Seva, Madhav Seva. So that also Prabhupada critiqued. Okay, that's why like no the openings of hospitals. So that will not help one. So if one wants to go, see one has to get out, then only one can be happy, and the only way is to devotional service. That's what Prabhupada is saying. Okay. So now we completed the discussion about devotional service and demigod worship. So these three shlokas. Now there are four shlokas which tell some prayers. The first two are like the glorification, and the second two are like the prayers of a sadhaka at the time of death. Okay. So we can repeat after me. Hiranmayena patrena.
Hiranyena patrena.
Okay, one devotee can repeat. Okay. Satyasyapi hitam mukham.
Okay. Satyasyapi hitam mukham
Tattvam pushan apavrunu.
Tatvam pushan apavrinu
Satya dharmaya drishtaye.
Satya dharmaya drishtaye.
Okay. So the translation is, O my Lord, sustainer of all that lives, your real face is covered by your dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove that covering and exhibit yourself to your devotee. No, that last line is Satya Dharmaya Drishtaye, means become visible to your devotee. Dharmaya is your devotee here. Tattvam Pushan Apavrani is this, O sustainer and all that. Pushan means O sustainer. Apavrani, Satyasyapahitam. Okay. But if you see these prayers, this is a prayer that is no focusing on the greatness of the Lord, and there is no desire. He just wants to see. But if you see other prayers like no Ayinanda Tanuja Kinkaram, Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddho, Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja, Sthita Duli Sadrisham Vichintaya. Here, this is a personal prayer, but not so devotional prayer. But this prayer, no, the Lord is addressed by his intimate names, primary names, Mukyanam, like no, in connection with his devotees, like no, Ayananda Tanuja. But there he's explaining, oh sustainer, or like that. And he's asking also very devotional thing in this one, like no, Sthita Dhuli Sadrisham, which I want to be a dust at your lotus feet. So here he's just saying, no, okay, please be visible. So there is a difference because again, these are Upanishads, which are mainly for Jnana yogis or you can say Jnana Mishra Bhaktas or something. And these are for Shuddha Bhaktas. So that's what the difference you can see. Okay. So purport. So this here in this purport, Prabhupada talks about Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. So that's why we'll discuss these things. Okay. So the absolute truth, he exists in three forms. So one is Brahman, another is Paramatma, and another is Bhagavan. Brahmeti Bhagavaniti Paramatmeti Shabdate. So Brahman is also Satchitananda. It's not Brahman only consists of Sat potency. He has all the potencies, but only the Sat potency is manifested. And Paramatma is also has all the features of Satchitananda, but only Sat and Chit features are manifested. So Sat means the Brahman, Sat feature means the eternality feature is exhibited. So if somebody is able to is near Brahman, he can feel that eternal potency. Paramatma feature means Sat Chit means you can see that this personality is eternal and beyond the influence of material nature, beyond the material world. And you will also see he has chit potency, means he is conscious of us. He is seeing us, he is feeling us, like that one will experience. And so, but Paramatma doesn't have Ananda potency. So Paramatma doesn't reciprocate or no, he performs some actions and pastimes like that. He doesn't do. He doesn't speak like that. Bhagavan, he has Satchitananda and he exhibits all these potencies. So you will feel the eternal, you will feel that this personality is eternal, is beyond the influence of material nature. And Chit means he's conscious of us. He's able to see us, he's able to hear us, those things you will understand. And Ananda, and he reciprocates. He reciprocates through pastimes, he speaks, he talks, all these things. He plays all these things. So Brahman is formless. Bhagavan has Paramatma has a form, and but he no pastimes. Bhagavan has both form and pastimes. Yeah. So it's not like is half absolute truth is Paramatma, no, 1/4 absolute truth is Brahman, not like that. All are absolute truth only. Like if you see a pakoda is there, means if you are very far from it, you can only see it. But when you go near it, you can see it as well as smell it. So both the smell gets manifested and the sight both gets manifested. And if you go very near, you can touch it. So touch manifested, smell manifested, and sight manifested. So it's like that. Means it's something similar. Okay. This is one thing. So Tattva means it's like an objective view. All three are same. Like Brahman is also absolute truth, Paramatma is also absolute truth, Bhagavan is also absolute. Like if you see what is a fruit, then mango is also a fruit, banana is also a fruit, apple is also a fruit. So all three are equal in the sense that they are all fruits and they give us nourishment. They like that if we eat them. No, rasa is a subjective. Subjective means it's a personal. Like tattva is a general perception, unbiased perception. Rasa means subjective view means it's a personal perception from a personal perspective, from a specific angle. For devotees, they say Bhagavan is superior, Paramatma is superior. Bhagavan is superior to Paramatma and Paramatma is superior to Brahman. So for Gyanis, they may say Brahman is superior. And Bhagavan, they are avatars of Brahman. Means they come from Brahman and they again manifest. But they don't call themselves Brahman. Yeah. They are clear with it. Yogis, they may focus more on Paramatma. So like that, they may say. So in the same way, like for somebody, let's say they are from India, they are exposed to mangoes and all. Maybe from, let's say, Maharashtra or something, where many mangoes are available. They may say, for me, mango is most important than other things. For somebody who's, let's say, from Himachal Pradesh or some abroad, they may say, no, apple is my most favorite. For some, they may say also banana. So this is a subjective thing. I hope this is clear. Any questions on this? Any questions? Okay, so this is clear. Then we'll go through the other purpose. So you can read the purpose in the Bhagavad Gita.
In the Bhagavad Gita 14.27, the Lord explains his personal rays, Brahmajyoti, the dazzling effulgence of his personal form, in this way. Brahmano hi pratishtaham amrutasya vyayasya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukhasya kanti kasya cha. I am the basic I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal, and is constitutional and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness. Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan are the three aspects of the same absolute truth. Brahman is the aspect most easily perceived by the beginner. Paramatma, the Supersoul, is realized by those who have further progressed. And Bhagavan realization is the ultimate realization of the Absolute Truth. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 7.7, where Lord Krishna says that He is the ultimate concept of the Absolute Truth. Matta Parataram Nanya. Therefore, Krishna is the source of the Brahma Jyoti as well as the all pervading Paramatma. Later in the Bhagavad Gita 10.42, Krishna further explains अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विष्टभ्याहम् इदं कृत्स्नम् एकांशेन स्थितो जगत्. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Thus, by his one plenary expansion, the all pervading Paramatma, the Lord, maintains the complete material cosmic creation. He also maintains all manifestations in the spiritual world. Therefore, in this Shruti mantra of Sri Ishopanishad, the Lord is addressed as Ushant, the ultimate maintainer.
Okay, thank you.
Personality of Godhead Sri
No,
Krishna is
just a minute. Wait. So in the first section, Prabhupada is quoting a shloka that supports how Lord is the main support behind Brahma Jyoti. Brahmano hi pratishtaham. I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman. And the Brahman is described, it is immortal, imperishable, and eternal, etc. And is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness, etc. Then Prabhupada is again quoting another shloka which says that how Krishna is saying that he is uh, the Paramatma potence, the Paramatma is a plenary expansion of Krishna. Means Krishna is the source of Paramatma. Atava bahunetena kim gyatena damajana. Ishtabhyam ekamshena sito jagat. Ekamsha is my amsha. Okay, now Prabhupada talks about Bhagwan. Yes, Prabhupada, can read the personality of God.
the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna is always filled with transcendental bliss. Anandamayo Abhyasat. When he was present at Vrindavan in India 5,000 years ago, he always remained in the transcendental bliss, even from the beginning of his childhood pastimes. The killing of various demons such as Aga, Baka, Putana, and Pralamba were but the pleasure excursions for him. In his village of Vrindavan, he enjoyed himself with his mother, brother, and friends. And when he played the role of a naughty butter thief, all his associates enjoyed celestial bliss by his stealing. The Lord's fame as a butter thief is not reproachable, for by stealing butter, the Lord gave pleasure to his pure devotees. Everything the Lord did in Vrindavan the, for the pleasure of was for the pleasure of his associates there. The Lord created these pastimes to attract the dry speculators and the acrobats of the so called Hatha Yoga system who wish to find the absolute truth.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, Prabhupada is contrasting also that how Bhagavan is most attractive, and then Brahman and Paramatma also. Paramatma has some functions in the material world. Brahman is just there and it has some qualities. But but Bhagavan has pastimes with devotees. Yeah, I think this part so big. We can take tomorrow. We can take tomorrow this thing and then go to the next verse. And yeah, should we complete? Or we'll read some more time or some time. Okay, you can read of the childhood play. One piece.
Of the childhood play between the Lord and his playmates, the cowherd boys Shukdev Goswami says in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 12th chapter, 11th verse,
Ittam sata
It,
brahm
Itam satam brahma sukhanubhutya
bhutya
dasyam gatanam paradaivatena maya shritanam naradarakena sakam vijaru krita punya punja. The personality of Godhead, who is perceived as the impersonal, blissful Brahman by the Jnanis, who is worshipped as the Supreme Lord by the devotees in the mood of servitorship, and who is considered as an ordinary human being by the mundane people, played with the cowherd boys who had attained their position after accumulating many pious activities. Thus, the Lord is always engaged in transcendental loving activities with his spiritual associates in the various relationships of Shanta, that is neutrality, Dasya, servitorship, Sakhya, friendship, Vatsalya, parental affection, and Madhurya, conjugal love. Since it is said that Lord Krishna never leaves Vrindavan Dham, one may ask how he manages the affairs of the creation. This is answered in the Bhagavad Gita 13.14 to 18th verse. The Lord pervades the entire material creation by his plenary part known as Paramatma or Supersoul. Although the Lord personally has nothing to do with this material creation, maintenance, and destruction, he causes all these things to be done by his plenary expansion, the Paramatma. Every living entity is known as Atma, soul, and the principal Atma who controls them all is Paramatma, the Supersoul.
Okay. Yeah, so Prabhupada is basically saying how Bhagavan he always performs pastimes. So to substantiate that, he's quoting the shloka that same Brahma he is now performing the pastimes. So like that, he's to substantiate that he's quoting the shloka, and always he's engaged in pastimes with his devotees, the different rasas, Shanta rasa, Dasya rasa, Sakya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, and Madhurya rasa. These you may study in NOD, yeah, more detail. This rasa, the concept of rasa and all these things in Samva. Yeah. Okay, you can read the system of God revelation.
This system of God realization is a great science. The materialistic Sankhya yogis can only analyze and meditate on the 24 factors of the material creation, for they have very little information of the Purusha, the Lord. And the impersonal transcendentalists are simply bewildered by the glaring effulgence of Brahma Jyoti. If one wants to see the absolute truth in full, one has to penetrate beyond the 24 material elements and the glaring effulgence as well. Shri Ishopanishad points towards this direction, praying for the removal of the Hiranmaya Patra, the dazzling covering of the Lord. Unless this covering is removed, so one can perceive the real face of the personality of Godhead, factual realization of the absolute truth can never be achieved.
Mm.
The Paramatma feature of the personality of Godhead is one of three plenary expansions, or Vishnu Tattvas, collectively known as the Purusha Avtaras. One of these Vishnu Tattvas, who is within the universe, is known as Shirodakshay Vishnu. He is the Vishnu among the three principal deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And he is all pervading Paramatma in each and every individual living entity. The second Vishnu Tattva within the universe is Garbhodakshay Vishnu, the collective supersoul of all living entities. Beyond these two is Karnodakshay Vishnu, who lies in the causal ocean. He is the creator of all universes.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, so yeah, where is the diagram? It's first.
Why is Garbhodakshay Vishnu called as collective super soul of all
Yeah,
living
I
entities?
will tell you. Where is the yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the three super souls, one is the Shirodakshai Vishnu who stays in the Shvetadvip located in Sagar, and he expands as the super soul, as the Paramatma with each living entity and also within each atom. So is the individual super soul. Then Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Mahavishnu expands into different universes, and for each universe there is one Garbhodaksha Vishnu. So that's why Garbhodaksha Vishnu, through Garbhodaksha Vishnu only the whole creation, from the lotus flower, from this lotus stem, Brahmaji is born, and then this stem only becomes this planetary systems and all, and again everything gets absorbed into Garbhodaksha Vishnu in the partial annihilation, everything. So in the partial annihilation, partial devastation, uh, we saw Prabhupada explained in the previous sloka purport. Till Swargaloka, all the planets get inundated and all the Jivatmas also go to Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And again everything comes back. So that's why Garbhodaksha Vishnu is called as the super soul of the universe. And when the whole universe gets annihilated, then all the living entities and that all elements go into Mahavishnu. So that's why Mahavishnu is called as the or Karanodakshai Vishnu is called as the super soul of the material world. So these are the three Purusha avatars. There are different avatars, Guna avatars, Leela avatars, Manvantara avatars. In your Bhakti Vaibhav Bhagavatam you will read. So Purusha avatars are one type of expansions of the Lord, where they have some material, where they have functions of related to the material world. Yeah. Okay. And Prabhupada is, before he's telling about Sankhya, your people, they are more concerned about Prakriti. So they're not focused on God, but they are not atheists. Atheists means they are against the existence of God. These you can call as non-theists, not atheists. And they don't speculate about God also, like God is only the maintainer, God is creator, but God is not maintainer. Like that, they don't speak. They don't touch upon God. Then Prabhupada is talking about the impersonalist Brahmavadis who focus on Brahma Jyoti. Yeah. Sometimes Prabhupada means even Vaishnavacharyas may criticize even Brahmavadis. It is from a more rasa platform that no, why they are leaving Bhagavan who is so relishable and no, who is so full of bliss. They are really leaving all that bliss and they are just trying to take the Brahmananda, which is a just drop of the uh, happiness one can derive from Bhagavan. So in that way, they may also criticize Brahmavadis, but in a very rasa way. Uh, it's not they are twisting some philosophy, not like that. They are offenders or not, but from a rasa perspective, Vaishnavacharyas may criticize even those who are attracted to Brahmajyoti. Yeah. Okay, so any questions on what we discussed till now? Okay, so if there are no questions, okay,
Can I
Rahul Prabhu.
add something?
Okay, questions
Example
will
we
be.
are given for Brahman, Paramatma, and
Hmm.
Bhagwan.
Hmm.
It is sun rays, sun disk, and sun planet.
Yeah, yeah.
Can be
Yes,
also
yes.
given, no?
Yes, Prabhu. So,
Uh,
Prabhupada
thank you.
explains this thing. Good,
Thank
good.
you very
Thank
much.
you. Okay, Rahul Prabhu, you have some question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I understood the part of like Bhagwan and then the part of Paramatma, but
Hmm.
I'm still a bit confused in the part of like Brahman, what it is exactly.
What exactly is Brahman?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Brahman is where only the Sat potency of the Lord is manifested. It is formless. Here the qualities of Brahman are there, na? In this sloka,
Yes, sir.
see, in this sloka, Brahmano hi pratishthasam amrutasya cha avyayasya cha. Avyasya means it is unlimited, imperishable and immortal, and shashvatasya, it is eternal, and cha sukasya aikantikasya, it is a source of unlimited ultimate happiness. So that is what is Brahman.
So basically, it's just the energy of the Lord, which is
No, it's not
non-different
energy of
from.
the Lord. It is non-different from Lord.
Okay.
But it's a specific manifestation of Lord. It's not different from Lord. It is full Satchitananda only.
But it's formless.
It's formless.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Very good.
Okay, Yashras bro, you have some question?
Uh, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So, as you told, Sankhyas are not believe in the form of Lord and something.
Yeah.
But when we see in the Bhagavatam, the Lord Kapil, who is the father of Sankhya philosophy, he asking about God and
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So,
So
because
mm,
yes, because in the just when he explained his mother about the condition of a soul in the mother's womb, he explained the child also prayed to the Lord. So why
yeah.
are you say they doesn't believe in God?
Yeah, like Prabhupada is speaking about, see, Sankhya followers. He's a non-theist. It's not atheist. They don't speak about whether God is form or formless. Just is they don't focus. They don't speak about God. Means they don't mention about God. They mention mostly about Prakriti. They don't comment or speculate about anything on God. They don't. Yeah, so like that. So that's why they are called non-theistic, not exactly atheistic. Prabhupada also sometimes mentions there's atheist couple, but it's more like non-theist, not exactly the atheist of like no Dawkins or Hawkins, like, not like that. Yeah. Yeah, so that is not part of exactly Sankhya philosophy. Means it's more like Sankhya philosophy uh, with the purpose of devotional service. It's like Sankhya used for devotional purposes. Like yeah, you will study this in seventh chapter of Bhagavad Gita of no Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Means Bhakti is there, but there is some mixture of Jnana. So that is Jnana Mishra Bhakti means, but there is pure Jnana Yoga. Pure Jnana Yoga is more like the Sankhya philosophy. Means it's also a preliminary stage. If they add Brahman to that Prakriti, Brahman knowledge to Prakriti, then it becomes like Jnana Yoga. So they're more like preliminary Jnanis. So that way. So what is there in Bhagavatam is it's like Jnana Mishra Bhakti.
Prabhuji, can we say like that there is some scientist who believes in God, but they mostly focus on the condition, so like disease and all, we have to remove that, and we have to explore the space and all. So are they similar to the Sankhyas?
You can say, yeah. If they are not opposing God, but their focus is on the matter and all. But see, the Sankhya philosophers, as what is that Sankhya system, in the six systems of philosophy, its purpose is also to produce detachment. It's not just a system of knowledge for inquisitive or curiosity or uh, something like that, but it's a system to produce detachment in the practitioner. So that is also needed. If they also develop detachment, that like Einstein, there are some quotes that also show that how they appreciate the magnificence of creation and their tininess and all. Then it is somewhat similar, but not exactly. Yeah.
But Prabhuji, I have another question.
Mm.
If they don't consider God in their philosophy directly, so how they detach from this world?
Because Prakriti, they focus on Prakriti because Prakriti is they say that no, means these sense objects, they are just manifestations of Prakriti. They manifest and they again no unmanifest. So they also deteriorate. They also get no again mix into the nine elements and the so that way that also produces detachment. Like the 24 elements are there, no? 24 elements. Like no, see, like everything, like our body is also 24 elements. So the opposite sex body is also 24 elements. So we are basically interacting with the elements are interacting with another elements, and we are thinking that there is happiness. So like that, so that happiness is temporary only as long as they interact. So like that, they produce detachment. That way, that is how the happiness is only temporary. It is just because of interaction with the elements. So like that. When Prahlad Maharaj also says, no, it is just because of the happiness is produced by itching, kandu, tivan, all these things. So it's like that.
And Prabhuji, are they believe in soul?
Atma is there. Atma is the 24th, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Atma is there.
Okay, so they believe soul.
Atma is there. Atma, I think all the systems of philosophy accept Atma, but not, they don't focus on Paramatma.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Prabhuji, so tomorrow shloka test is it online or offline?
Online. So that link we will post it. You have to basically these 2 shlokas along with their translations. One has to close their eyes and study. Okay. It may take around 1.5 hours if everyone comes in time, and we will see. We'll try to proceed through alphabetical order. Then. Okay. Any other question?
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
do we need to be there for the entire exam
No,
session?
once your thing is done, you can leave the meeting.
I need to pick up my child soon.
Yeah, means at what time means if somebody wants to
His
give
class is
early,
from 9:30 to 11:30, and our slot is also given same time, 11 to 12.
so you can post in the WhatsApp group. So for some we can have some another slot maybe around 1 or depends. Those who cannot come with those timings between 11 to 12, so you can give some you can tell your concern and what time you are available. We will see when to keep for them. But preferably if everyone
No,
comes
I
with that
can.
time.
If this time is given, then I can manage for that time.
Means yeah, you can join late and last, and you can give last also.
Okay.
But it's not like we can take one by one only. I only have to take, means not cannot do parallelly, at least for tomorrow.
Prabhuji, my alphabetically V comes Vaikuntha, so I can join later.
You can join late too, no
problem. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I have office till noon tomorrow, so will there be any provision if I could give it
Yeah,
later?
you please post on the WhatsApp group, so we will see and we'll inform. You can write your name also in the message so that we can inform others.
Okay, thank you.
In case any seva is there, Prabhuji, Dindi is there on day after tomorrow. In case His Grace Keshav Prabhuji was asking me to come actually tomorrow, but I said I have exams.
See, if you want, then if Monday, we can have Monday in the night or sometime, but if everyone is okay.
Prabhuji, I can try tomorrow, but I'm just telling you in case he
See,
calls me and
that
says,
only
"Come."
takes around, means again, you have to go to the Indian, means you have to also remember shlokas and all. So if one is comfortable, you can halt at some time. It will only take few time. I can tell, like if you join, I can tell what time you can join so that we can have it, and you can stop for a few minutes and tell it, and you can finish it. But if that is fine for you, otherwise we'll see. Means at least if that is possible, we can try like that. Or
shloka we need to by heart, no? Sorry, Prabhuji.
Yeah, by heart. No, you have to with closing eyes. You have to tell.
Without we have to by heart the shloka.
Yeah, obviously, no. Shloka by heart and translation
Recitation
both.
means I thought we have to see and we have to test speak.
No.
Oh Krishna.
This is memorization, na? Shloka memorization test.
But only two
I
slokas.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yes, Raj Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. I have one suggestion. So those who want to join the 11 to 12, we can do one poll in our group. So those who want to join 11 to 12, they join at that time, and if they have some concern, so we will make some slot like that before the class, so they can join at that time.
Yeah, that's
4
okay.
to
But
5.
if we take poll, many will come. No, we have concern and also, those who are concerned, they can message on the group. Then they can also mention their availability, like what is that alternative time and why they cannot come in the prescribed time. So then we will see how to do for them based on
Is it
how many concerns come.
Is it possible to take afterwards in some cases? No.
Means depends on the concern, what is the concern and when that devotee is available again.
Yeah.
We can do tomorrow after class also.
Yeah.
After class, before class little difficult, but after class we can do. After 7:30 we can do.
Sure.
I think that is good.
Yeah. Tomorrow 11 to 12. If some are not able to make it, we will do it after class.
Sure.
Okay. So, TK, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Sri Shopnishad ki jai. Okay.
Jai.
Jai.